So we now proceed with the discussion of system configuration. Okay, so basically, in the study of control systems or in control systems engineering, it is important that we know yung basic architectures, okay, or basic topology ng mga systems natin or basic configurations ng system natin. So basically, we have two types. Okay, so we have an open loop system and a closed loop system. So, pag-iibahin natin siya. Pero before that, let us explain muna yung nakikita ninyo. Okay? So, this is called a block diagram. Yung nakikita nyo dito sa figure 1.3 and later on dito sa figure 1.4, these are called block diagrams. Okay? So, ano yung mga makikita nyo dyan? Okay. Number one, you have here arrows. Okay, itong mga arrow na to, okay, which represent signals. Okay? So, basically, labelan natin yung signals natin. Okay? Say, for example, yung pinakaunang signal na ipapasok nyo sa pinakaunang element nyo dito is called the input or the reference signal. So, ito yun. Okay? So, the input or reference signal is taken by the input transducer. Now, this is called a block. Okay? A block would represent a component, okay, or a system. Okay? So, yung unang-unang makikita natin, okay, dito, is the input transducer. Okay. So, by definition, ano ba ang transducer? Okay. Ang transducer is a device, okay, or is a system that converts one form of energy to another. Okay. So, yun yung by definition, yun yung transducer natin. Okay. So, in this case, it would convert your input signal into a form that is recognized by your, into a signal. Okay. So, this is another signal into a form that is to be recognized by the controller. Siyempre, yung controller ninyo is might be um, a system that takes in a certain type of signal. Okay. So, halimbawa, yung input or reference nyo dito might be a push button. Okay. Na hindi naiintindihan ng controller ninyo. So, ang input transducer ninyo ang bahala mag-translate nun or mag-convert nun. Okay. So, ayan. So, yun yung trabaho ng input transducer natin. Now, the controller would drive your process or plant. Okay. So, the plant or the process or the plant is the main component. Okay. Or the process of the system that is being controlled. So, either um, ito yung ang keyword dito is that the process or the plant would produce the output variable or the control variable. Kung ano yung variable na kinokontrol natin. Say for example, kung kinokontrol nyo ay position. Okay, so ang control variable nyo is a position. Okay. Yung process or plant niyo has something to do with with a position type system. Say for example, gulong. Okay, kasi yun ang magdedetermine ng position. Okay. O kaya kung halimbawa ang control variable nyo is state temperature, dapat yung process or plant nyo is something na magpo-produce ng temperature. Say for example, heater. Okay, or cooler. Okay, so ganun yung Now, balikan natin yung controller. Itong controller ngayon, since it drives the process of your plant, normally, itong controller natin is an electronic device. Okay, so ito ay not device, but actually electronic circuit. Okay, so it's an electronic circuit, basically. Okay, so yung controller natin may be designed as an electronic circuit. Okay, or will be, most of the time, will be an electronic circuit. Okay, so meron kang, itong transducer nyo dito, pwede itong device or component. Okay, ito ay component din. Pero ito, this would be an electronic circuit. Okay, so, ayan. So, the input transducer converts the input signal to a form that is understandable by your controller. Okay, your controller drives the process or the plant produces the control variable. Now, in between the controller and the process of the plant, meron kayong disturbance. Okay, tapos meron din kayong disturbance dito. Now, explain muna natin yung symbol na to. Okay, this symbol is called a summing junction. Okay, So, itong summing junction na to adds signal. Okay? Paano ang addition ng signal? Kapag pareho siyang plus, additive. Okay? Pero kapag halimbawa yung isa dyan minus, okay, then subtractive yung addition ng signal natin. Which means, kung ano yung signal dito, na ma-minus ng signal dito, if this is a minus. Okay? So, ini-indicate natin sa labas, dun sa arrow, okay, kung ano yung sign ng signal natin, whether it's additive or subtractive. Okay? Or whether the signal is positive or negative. Okay. Now, what are disturbance? Or what are disturbances? Disturbances are unwanted signals that enter the system and alter the output. Okay. So, mapapansin nyo dito, dalawa yung disturbance natin. Okay. Kasi itong disturbance 1 would actually represent an internal disturbance. Okay. It would represent an internal disturbance. Maaaring ang nagpo-produce niyan ay yung controller o kaya yung plant. So, itong disturbance na yan would actually be caused by imperfections dun sa plant natin or sa controller natin. For example, since yung controller nyo is an electronic circuit, subject yan sa white noise. Okay? O kaya, for example, yung plant nyo is a motor. So, yung motor nyo, subject yan to imperfections such as, for example, backlash. Okay? Ayun. So, isang example dun. O kaya saturation. Okay? And so on. Okay? So, yun yung disturbance. Okay? So, makaka-apekto yan dun sa sa circuitry ninyo. Okay? At maaaring itong disturbance din ito is actually coming from the input transducer din. Okay? So, pwedeng dun ang gagaling yan. Okay? Ito naman, itong disturbance to are external disturbances. So, these are external disturbances. Okay, halimbawa, kung temperature yung kinokontrol nyo, temperature ng isang room, ang isang pwedeng disturbance dyan is yung pagbukas-bukas nyo ng pinto. Okay? So, yun yung tineterm nyo na lumalabas yung aircon. Good luck naman sa aircon kasi may paa siya. Okay, hindi. Anyway, ang ibig sabihin nun is yung heat lumalabas. Okay? Yung heat yung lumalabas, hindi yung aircon, ha? Okay, so yun yung isang example. O kaya, yung dami ng tao sa loob ng isang room. Kasi lahat ng tao nag-emit ng heat. So, bawat isa tayo, napapataas natin yung temperature ng isang room. Okay, so, yung aircon natin should be able to adjust. Okay, so, ayun. Yun yung mga external disturbances na example natin. Okay, so anything na nasa environment. Okay, now, normally, itong internal disturbance nito, kung internal siya, it is possible na makontrol natin siya. I mean, there are many ways to actually control yung internal disturbances. Okay. Pero itong external disturbances, hindi nyo makokontrol ito. I mean, hindi nyo makokontrol ito, pero magagawa nyo ng paraan dito, sa side na to, para mabawasan nyo yung epekto nito. Okay. So, actually, yun yung epekto nung natin. Yun yung isa sa mga objectives natin sa control system. Okay. So, maalala nyo, isa sa mga purpose kung bakit tayo nagbi-build ng control system is to remove or compensate for disturbances. Okay. So, ayan. So, ngayon, yung nakikita yung configuration na to is called an open loop system. Okay. Open loop siya. Okay. Ang isang feature ng open loop is that straightforward lang siya. So, from the input papuntang output. Okay. So, mamaya, madidistinguish nyo kung bakit closed loop yung itatawag dun sa isa. Okay. So, pero in this case, ito ay open loop. Okay. Ang example niyan ito, aircon. Okay. So, sa aircon, okay, mag-i-input lang kayo nung setting niya. Okay. Using the thermostat at saka yung isa. Di ba dalawa yan? May thermostat at may isa pa. Thermostat yung may number. Yung isa kung fan, kung low cool, high cool, very cool, mga ganun. Okay, so yun yung i-input nyo. Okay. Tapos sa loob nun, so yung transducer doon is yung circuitry na magko-convert nung inputs ninyo papunta doon sa compressor. Okay, so bali kasi ang gagawin is kapag pag yung transducer nyo nakatanggap ng ng change dun sa ano, kasi 'di ba kung mapapansin niyo, yung thermostat niyo, okay, ano 'yan, parang ganito na iniikot niyo, okay, tama? So ano 'yan, form 'yan ng potentiometer basically. Okay, so once na pinapalitan niyo yung position niyan, okay, napapalitan din yung setting ng ano niyo. Okay, so halimbawa from here, okay, to here, ang indication nun is lalakas yung compressor niyo para mas lumamig. So para mas mapalamig niyo siya, yung ano niyo, yung thermostat niyo, tine-turn niyo from here to here. Okay? So um, positional, angular position yung ginagamit ninyo. Okay, para mapalakas yung or mapahina o mapalakas yung compressor ninyo. Okay, so in that case, yung processor plant nyo ngayon is the compressor. So sinabi na natin kasi ito yung main kasi ito yung magpo-produce ito yung magpo-produce ng coldness, ng cold air. Okay, na ilalabas sa aircon niyo. Okay. Ano yung controller doon? Yung controller doon, yung nagbabasa nung position na to is the input transducer. Okay. Tapos yung um, nagko-convert yung position na yun, okay, since meron na siyang voltage or current na napoproduce dahil nga ito ay potentiometer, iano niya yun, i-convert niya yun into a signal na kaya magpatakbo ng compressor. Kasi baka malaking voltahe yung kailangan nitong compressor para tumakbo siya. Eh yung mapoproduce mo lang naman dito sa input transducer maliit lang naman. Okay. So yung controller mo, ang task niya is to actually convert that small voltage papuntang enough voltage para mapatakbo or current driven yata ang mga compressors. Okay. So para mapatakbo mo tong mapatakbo mo tong compressor mo. Okay. So as stated, kung ito ay aircon, ang isa sa mga pwedeng disturbance natin dito, okay, is yung um, yung dami ng tao. Okay. So habang dumadami yung tao, what happens is that yung control variable mo, by the way, the control variable sa temperature. Okay. Sa case ng aircon, yung temperature yung control variable. Okay. So ganito nangyayari ngayon ito yung typical na nangyayari sa isang control, sa isang open loop system. Okay. Kung meron kang disturbance, say yung dami nga ng tao. Okay. Halimbawa kung isa lang yung tao yan sa loob ng room. So kaya niyang i-achieve, say for example, yung 18 degrees na setting. Okay. 18 degrees Celsius na setting. Kaya niyang i-achieve yun. Kaya niyang gawing 18 degrees yung room. Okay. Pero habang dumadami yung tao, since bawat tao nga nag-i-emit ng heat. Okay. At dumami na yung tao in such a way na yung 18 degrees mo na room, tataas na yung temperature. Okay. The problem is, since open loop system ito, walang magagawa yung aircon mo. Okay. So, ganun pa rin yung setting niya. Ganun pa rin yung setting niya na, since ang nagko-control ng setting niya ito. Okay. Kung ang sinasabi nung nung input mo na ilagay siya sa 18 degrees at ang magko-correspond sa 80 degrees is yung gantong kalakas na takbo ng compressor. Regardless whether the room is in 18 degrees or 20 degrees or 22 degrees or 26 degrees. Okay? Because nga of the disturbances. Regardless kung ano yung temperature niya, yun pa rin yung magiging takbo ng compressor mo. Kasi yun lang yung alam niya. Ang alam niya lang na setting is pag ganito yung position, 18 degrees ako. Okay? Pag ganito yung position, 19 degrees ako. Okay? Pag ganito yung position, 17 degrees ako. Okay? Pero, pag nagbago pag yung actual temperature ng room nyo ay nag-vary sa 18 degrees, then, wala magagawa yung aircon niyo. Okay? So, yun yung distinguishing characteristic of an open loop system. It cannot compensate for any disturbances. Okay? So, hindi na di-distinguish or hindi na i-correct ng open loop system yung kanyang output. So, basta ang ng open loop system is kapag binuksan mo siya at sinet mo siya sa isang certain setting, yun na yun. Okay, regardless kung ano yung situation outside. Okay, regardless kung ano yung disturbance sa Okay. Open loop systems do not correct for any disturbances and are simply commanded by the input. Okay. So, yan yung ng open loop system. Okay? Now, in the case naman of a closed loop system, okay, ito siya. Okay. So ngayon, madali na ngayon i-explain kung bakit closed loop system yung tawag dito at open loop system yung tawag dito sa isa. Okay. So ano ang distinguishing feature nito? Yung presence ng feedback loop na tinatawag. Okay. So meron tayong tinatawag na feedback loop dito. Okay. So yung basic elements nandun pa rin. Okay. May input transducer ka, may controller ka, may process or plant ka. Pero this time, meron kang output transducer o sensor. Okay. So ano ang ginagawa ng sensor o ng output transducer? Basically, mini-measure niya yung controlled variable mo. Okay. Mini-measure niya yung controlled variable mo. Tapos, ginagawa nito is meron kang summing junction dito. Okay, in which kino-compare niya ngayon yung output nung input transducer mo dito at saka nung output nung output transducer mo. Para saan? Ang ano kasi niyan, ang purpose kasi niyan is pag nag-input ka kasi dito, okay, mako-convert ito into a certain signal. Usually voltage, okay. Pagpasok mo ng input transducer, voltage na to. Okay. Ngayon, say for example, aircon to, no? Aircon yung pinag-uusapan natin. Say for example, sinet mo siya or ang input command mo sa is yung thermostat. Okay. I-position natin sa ganito. Tapos sabi natin, ang gusto natin is 18 degrees yung magiging control natin. Okay. So ngayon, itong input transducer, i-convert niya to into a certain voltage na dapat 18 degrees. Okay. Na magko-correspond sa 18 degrees. Okay, kasi yun yung input natin. So sabihin natin ano yan, 5 millivolts. Okay. So sabihin natin 5 millivolts yung voltage nila. Now, so ganun pa rin. Yung kaya lang dito, ang signal na magda-drive sa controller mo is yung difference nila. Okay. So, which means, pag ito at saka to, pareho to, walang signal na pumapasok sa controller mo. Therefore, wala ring signal na gagamitin si controller para i-drive yung plant or yung process. Okay. So, anong ibig sabihin natin? Kung yung input mo, okay, at saka yung output mo, pareho, lalabas, yung output ng dalawang mong transducer, ng input saka output transducer mo, pareho din. So, therefore, ang magiging difference nila, 0. Therefore, walang signal na magdadrive para kay controller. And therefore, wala ring signal na magdadrive para kay plant. Okay? So, ganun yung mangyayari kapag pareho yung input saka yung output. Nagkaroon ka ng disturbance. Say, pumasok yung maraming tao. So, yung itong temperature mo, mag-i-increase yan. Sabi natin magiging 20 degrees. Okay? Now, itong output transducer mo, mami-measure niya ngayon yun. Okay? So, magkakaroon ngayon ng, say for example, magiging 7 millivolts na yung output ng output transducer mo. Okay? Madedetect ngayon itong summing junction na to, meron silang difference. Okay? So, madedetect niya yung difference na negative 2 millivolts. Okay? Which will then, itong difference na to ngayon, which would then drive your controller. Okay? So, itong controller ngayon, malalaman niya, may negative 2 difference to. So, kailangan, i-adjust ko to. So, maaaring naka-design yung controller niyo na kapag negative yung voltage, papatakbuhin niyo ng mas malakas itong compressor niyo. Okay? So, gagawin niya yung cycle na yun. So, lalakas. So, bababa yung air temperature niyo. Bababa yung room temperature niyo. So, gagawin niyo yung cycle na yan na paulit-ulit hanggang sa bumalik ng 18 degrees. Okay, in spite of the presence of the disturbance. Again, pagdating ng 18 degrees, babalik sa 5 millivolts. Lalabas na naman, wala na naman silang difference. So, 0 to, wala na naman mag-drive sa control. So, hindi mamamatay itong plant. Ang ibig sabihin, i-keep niya lang into a certain level yung pagtakbo ng compressor. Kasi pag namatay yun, mawawala yung control mo. Okay. So, hindi ibig sabihin na nawalan siya ng signal to drive the plant. Ibig sabihin, namatay siya or papatayin niyo itong plant. Ang ibig sabihin lang nun, ilalagay niyo lang to sa isang state na kung saan mapapanatili niya na pareho ito at saka ito. Yung input nyo at saka yung outside niya. So, that happens whatever disturbance you have. Whatever amount of disturbance that you have. Okay. So, may mga ano lang tayo, may mga terms lang tayong dagdag na i-define. Okay. Since this is still a transducer, ganun pa rin yung purpose nito. That is to convert um, one form of energy to another. Okay. Pero, tinatawag siyang sensor. Okay. Specifically, tinatawag siyang sensor kasi ito yung pang-measure nyo kasi nung control variable nyo or nung output nyo. Kung ano naman yung kinokontrol nyo, ito yung pang-measure nyo. So, sensor yan. In its strictest sense, sensor din naman ito actually. Kaya lang, ang pinagkaiba lang talaga nila is that ito, hindi ito nag-measure. Okay? Kumukuha ito ng input. Ito kasi nag-measure to. Sensors are used for measuring. Tandaan niya. Sensors are used for measuring. Okay? Itong input transducer, hindi ito nag-measure. Ang ginagawa nito is, nag-i-interpret ito ng input. Okay. Remember, isa rin sa purpose kung bakit natin kailangan mag-build ng control system is if yung control or yung output variable natin is of the form na hindi kapareho ng input natin. In the case of the aircon, temperature ito, angular position ito. Okay, kasi yung thermostat is a potentiometer. So, para mabago yung setting nito, kailangan yung ibahin yung angular position niya. So, since magkaiba yung input mo at yung output mo, ito, may control system tayo. Okay? So, ayan. Kaya itong input transducer nyo is not meant for measuring. This is meant for interpreting the input. This is used for measuring. Kaya sensor yung isang ginagamit ng term. Okay? Pero technically, pareho lang naman transducer yan. Ang sensor is basically a transducer. Okay? Ang pinagkaiba lang ang ganda yan. Ang transducer ang general term na ginagamit natin for all the devices that converts one form of energy to another. Okay? So, yun. Transducer ang tawag natin doon. For example, a generator is a transducer. Okay? A motor is a transducer. Okay? So, kasi kino-convert niya yung, for example, kino-convert niya, sa case ng motor, kino-convert niya yung electrical papunta mechanical. Okay? Mechanical energy. Okay. Sa generator, baliktad. Kino-convert niya yung mechanical energy papuntang electrical energy. Okay. Ang sensor is a subset ng mga transducer. Okay. So, it's a subset ng mga transducer. So, bakit siya naging subset? Ang specific kasi na ginagawa ng sensor is kino-convert niya yung one form of energy into electrical energy. So, ginagawa niyang electrical energy. Okay. Pero, yung electrical energy na pinag-uusapan natin dito sa sensor is yung maliliit na voltages na. Okay. So, that is why hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin na ang generator ay sensor. Okay. Hindi pwede kasi although it converts mechanical energy to electrical energy, at some point, hindi naman malaking yung pinoproduce ng electrical energy hindi naman sobrang liit. Okay. So, ang sensor kasi, ginagamit lang natin talaga to for measurements. Okay. Ayun. So, halimbawa, itong mic. Okay. This is a transducer. This is a transducer, bale. Okay. Pero pwede nyo rin itong gamitin sensor. Okay. So, isa tong example ng transducer na pwedeng gamitin sensor. Especially kung gusto nyong i-measure ay pressure. Kasi ang mini-measure talaga nito ay yung pressure ng air na lumalabas sa mouth. Yun yung kino-convert niya papuntang voice. Okay. So, yeah. Meron pa kayong mga iba't ibang klase pa ng mga sensor like yung nagme-measure ng temperature, temperature-dependent resistors. Okay. Light-dependent resistors. Okay. So, yeah. Mga example ng mga sensors na pwede nyo magamit. Okay. Ang potentiometer is also a sensor. Okay. Nako-convert ng potentiometer ang angular position papuntang electrical energy. Okay. So, rheostat is also a sensor. Nako-convert naman niya yung linear position. Okay, papuntang electrical energy. So, yun yung mga ilang examples natin ng mga sensor. Okay. So, yun. Also, we have this signal. Okay. Error or activating signal. Magkaiba yan. Iba yung error signal sa activating signal. Okay. Ano yung error signal? Ano yung activating signal? Kapag yung output nyo, okay, at saka yung input nyo, magkaiba. Okay. Normally, kailangan nyo ng input transducer at saka output transducer para ma-convert siya pareho sa electrical energy. Okay. So, kapag ka ganun yung case, ang tawag ngayon sa signal na to, actuating signal. Okay. Pag kailangan nyo ng kasi ang problema, hindi nyo mamaminus yun kung magkaiba sila. Okay. Kung iba tong input nyo, tsaka sa output nyo, hindi nyo mamaminus yan. Hindi nyo ma-operate yan. Kailangan i-convert nyo muna yan para sa electrical energy. Okay? Pero, kapag halimbawa, hindi nyo kailangan ng hindi nyo kailangan ng input transducer or output transducer, N. Hindi nyo kailangan ng input transducer at ng output transducer, which means pareho yung input nyo at yung output nyo. Ang input nyo is directly temperature, for example. Ang output nyo is temperature din. So, ibig sabihin, pwede nyo siyang directly isa-track. Okay. Ang tawag ngayon dito, sa signal na lalabas dito sa summing junction nyo is a error signal. Is the error signal. Okay. So, magkaiba yung error signal saka activating signal. Activating signal is the signal produced when your input is a difference between your input and output when they are of different quantities. Okay, error signal is the difference between the input and the output. Okay, when they are of the same quantity. Okay, so clearly, based din sa napag-usapan natin, naiko-correct ng closed loop system ang mga disturbances. Okay, so it is possible na itong system na to can actually correct for disturbances. Okay? So, yun yung pinaka-advantage niya. Okay? So, the closed loop system compensates for disturbances by measuring the output response, feeding the measurement back to a feedback path. Okay? And comparing that response to the input at the summing junction. Yun yung sabi natin kanina. If there is difference between the two responses, the system drives the plant via the actuating signal to make a correction. Closed loop systems then has the obvious advantage of greater accuracy. Okay? They are less sensitive to noise, okay, disturbances, and changes in the environment. Kasi nga, may way siya para mag-compensate. Okay? Transient response and steady-state error can be controlled more conveniently and with greater flexibility in closed-loop systems. Okay? Often by a simple adjustment of gain. So, pwede natin i-adjust lang yung gain. Okay? We can actually control yung transient at saka yung transient response at yung steady-state error. Okay? And sometimes, we can also redesign the controller. Ibig sabihin, iibahin natin yung circuitry na. Okay? Now, remember that the process of redesigning the controller is called the compensation. Okay? So, kapag ito, dinesign natin ito. Okay? We call that process compensation. Okay? At yung ito, okay, yung magiging, actually yung controller, another term, later on, yung term na controller at saka compensator, medyo mapag-i-interchange natin siya. Wala siya halos pagkakaiba sa atin. So, whether or not, binago natin yung controller na yan, it can also be called a compensator. Okay. Pero usually, meron talagang changes. Okay. So, ayun. Tsaka, ganito yan. Do not interpret, isa yung tatandaan dito. Okay. Isa yung tatandaan din dito sa mga ganito, sa block diagram. Do not interpret each of these components as different entities. Okay? For example, it's possible na iba yung input transducer, iba yung processor plant, iba yung output. Pero ito, baka kasi maghanap kayo ng circuit na merong summing junction. Okay? Well, meron naman. Okay? Pero ito kasi, usually, itong dalawang parte na yun, itong summing junction sa controller, is actually a part of a circuit na based sa op-amp o kaya sa transistor. Okay, pero sa case natin, mas magbe-base tayo sa op-amp. Remember na kaya nating pag op-amp or operational amplifiers, it is possible na makagawa tayo ng operations or mathematical operations such as addition. Okay, so, di ba, kung matatandaan nyo sa electronics nyo, it is possible na mag-design tayo ng summing amplifier. Okay, so yung isa nga lang doon, gagawin nating inverting, i-add natin sa inverting para mag-negative siya. Okay? Or para magpalit siya ng phase. So, ang magiging effect is subtractive. Okay? So, by the way, control systems such as this, okay, are called negative feedback systems. Okay? So, negative feedback ang tawag dyan. Basically because yung feedback nyo, yung feedback loop nyo, has a negative signal. Or yung negative signal niya, ibig sabihin yan yung, kung yan ay sinusoid, instead na ganito yung ano niya, naka-shift yan by 180 degrees. Okay, naka-shift yan by 180 degrees. Galing doon sa base signal niya. Okay, so para maging subtractive yung effect. Okay, so yun. So remember na itong controller natin, tsaka itong ano na to, naka-base yan sa op-amp. Okay, so ayan. The main disadvantage of using closed loop system is the complexity and the cost it entails to the system. Pero yung complexity naman na yun usually outweighs the benefits. I mean the benefits pala of having a closed loop system outweighs the complexity problem. Okay, and sa ngayon naman hindi na masyadong complex sa mga circuits natin. Okay, especially pwede natin gamitan siya ng computer. Okay, so yung controller nyo can actually be a computer. Okay, so what happens is that meron kayong data acquisition system. Okay, wherein dun pumapasok yung mga signals niyo. Tapos yung controller niyo, i-design niyo na through the computer. Okay, so mas mas makakamura yun dahil mas maraming purpose ang pwede mong magawa doon. Okay, at saka hindi lang yung mga conventional control techniques ang magagawa natin. Okay. Tapos, kapag meron kang kailangan i-adjust sa performance niya, hindi ka magpapalit ng circuit. Magpapalit ka lang magpapalit ka ng mga parameters sa loob ng computer, which are sometimes nasa loob lang naman ng code yan. Okay, so, yun, papalitan mo lang sa code. Okay, so sa ngayon, yung complexity na yun is not actually that of a big problem na. Okay, especially kung gusto mo talaga mag-automate. Okay. Ang objective naman talaga kasi ng closed loop systems ay automation. So, syempre, gusto natin i-automate yung mga bagay-bagay. Okay. So, kailangan nami-measure natin yung outside yung variable na gusto natin i-control. Okay. So, therefore, pag automation, closed loop system talaga to. Okay. So, that ends yung system configuration natin.